In this video, we're going to take a look at loading the string. That will be this string here. It's 50 feet long, which is 15 millimeters. You can see right there. And it's a 3.3 in diameter. That's the thickness. When you feel it, it's going to be like a square nylon string compared to the round ones, which is smaller than a 3.3. So this is the maximum size you're going to be able to use with this STIHL TRIMCUT C42-2, and this is what it looks like. This is now a year old, and what's going to happen is when you're brushing, cutting heavy grass, tall grass, the string is going to have the tendency to damage this here. So I have more videos showing you how it damages. You can see it right here and how to repair that. But what we want to take a look at is how to load this 50-foot string into this reel. So you're automatically not going to be able to put 50 feet of string into here. So when you buy this at the store, you're going to have to cut it up to get it to fit in here. And what you're going to need to do, you're going to need to cut it in 4 equal sections. So if we take 50 feet and cut that in 4 equal sections, we're going to get like 12.5 feet each section. So 12.5 feet times 4 is going to be 4 of these reels, like you see we have here. And that's going to equal to your 50 feet. So you're going to be able to use this packet twice, because this is going to roll in the bottom reel for the spool, the trimmer head, and this one here is going to go in the top reel, and that you're going to use another time. So I've gotten an email, people want to know how to load this. Now pulling it apart is going to be not easy. So like they say, taking this apart, it's not going to be easy. When you're taking it apart, you want to just turn it like this, so you could pull the string out of the hole. When you do so, you have to be careful, because here's why. This here, see here? That's going to break. If you tug too much on this reel, it's going to break this plastic divider here in the middle there. And if you want, you have to buy another one. You can't glue that back together. So the first thing you want to do, I have this already with a few strings in it. When you get these here, you want to take it and bend it back. And then you're going to burn it with a fire here to keep it folded in. So now what we want to do, just want to hold that, and you're going to get a lighter, and you can heat it up. Now you're going to have to hold this with the pliers, because you don't want to burn your fingers. And then you just fold this in. Just want to fold it and hold it like that. Once it's cool, it's going to take that shape. It's going to stay that way. So it's going to be easy to fit into the reel for installation. So you can see it's already holding that position. So we needed to do it to this one and this one. Here are the 2 unfinished string I've removed from the machine. You see they have the hooks on them already. But what I want to show you is how you're going to load the new one. So when you look in on the reel, when you look like around in this area, like right here, see there's a hole here, and then there's one on the top. Well, this hole is larger than this one, so this is going to accept maybe 3.0 millimeter, and this is the one for the 3.3 meter perfectly. So you have one on the bottom and then you have one on top here. So on each side you have the holding where this hook is going to go into like this. So see, now it's tug into there, and then you just wind your string on. You want to use the existing reel strength, the way the string is currently formed, to roll it on. It's going to be easier. If you fight it the other way, it's also good and it's beneficial. I'm going to show you why it's beneficial. It doesn't really hurt the reel, the hole where it comes out of the hole. It does not wear and tear on that hole as much as if it was going in the opposite direction. So you're going to have to take a good look at this, because you want to stack these string. So when you look at it like this, you don't see it sticking out on the side. It has to be packed into the reel. You don't want to overpack it. So that's why I'm telling you, when you buy the string in that container, that package, you're going to have to cut it in 4, because that's going to be the most efficient way for consuming the string. You don't want to waste any of it, and you're going to have a little like this hanging out of it. So that little piece that's hanging out, you just want to clip it into there so it doesn't come out of the spool. Now it's going to give you time to work this one here, and again you want to fit it into the large hole. Sometimes you have to check the end of the string, make sure it's cut perfect, because if it's not cut perfect, then it won't fit. It won't be an easy fit. So what I like to do is take a utility blade. You really should be careful with this. You don't want to cut yourself with it. Now when you're cutting this string, always use a utility blade like this for cutting it. Never use a wire clipper like this, because you're going to end up with a frayed end like that. That's going to become difficult for going into the holder, the hole for the string. Okay, so I was able to get that in. So don't make that mistake. Always use this utility blade for cutting the string directly on a hard surface is the best. If you use the wire cutter, it's going to damage and fray the end, and it's never going to fit into that hole. So like I say, you want to use the existing way that the string came in the packaging to reel it in to the spool. Now you want to take a look, like I'm saying, making sure you stack the string evenly in the spool, utilizing all the space. Okay, so we have this here ready here. So we're going to clip this in on the top here. If you can get it in, you don't have to, because this is the bottom one. It's going to be immediately ready for installation. So that's what you want. When you look at the side, you can't have these orange hanging out, so you're going to have to stack the string while you're fitting the spool in, or reduce the length of the string, which is going to cause you to waste some of the string. So you're better off fighting with it and try to get it. With the string loaded into the reel, we're going to get ready to install it into the holder. So what was important about this part is that you want to make sure you pre-bend the end of the string like this using a lighter, a little flame, because if you don't do so, when you start wrapping it into the reel, this end here is going to hang out a lot, and it's going to take up a lot of space, and you're not going to be able to stack your string perfectly in the reel like we have done here. The best way for fitting this reel fill with the string into this spool, which is the trimmer head, is to wrap the string into the spool, so when you look at it on the side, there is no excess hanging out on the edge. Now this is how I normally do mine. You see it's already hooked, so I'm gonna roll like this. This is just an idea I'm giving you. You're gonna have to sit with this for a few minutes and figure out the best way for stacking the string into the reel, because you only get approximately 2 holes for doing so, and at the other part where the holes are not at, you're going to be able to get approximately 2.5 rows, so it's going to cause some improper installation of the string, or I should say wrapping of the string. But if it does not fully fit the reel, if you have too much, like I said, you're gonna have to cut off the excess, so you have this string wrapped in a way it does not come out on this side. It stays. You can't see it when you look in this direction. You can't see any orange on the outside. That's the idea. Another difficult part is fitting the spool, this reel, into the spool here, because you only have one chance of doing it. Now you're going to have to be holding it like this. So it doesn't matter which side you pick to be the top or the bottom reel. You just want to do it as best as you can. So you see how we have this coming in like this. So I'm going to take this short end and I'm going to pass it out. This end, and this is the bottom reel. So I want to unclip it from here, bring it around on the bottom spool, send it out to that end, and then I'm going to loop it over, so now I can center the reel on this hub here. When I do so, I want to look at this string, making sure it stays in the reel bank. The upper reel stays in the upper reel, and the bottom reel stays in the bottom reel. So like I said, this is going to take a little challenge, but you can get it. You see we have this side here. So what's happening is you can't have the string there. It has to come right there. See that? Right in that area you want to have it. So it exits. I just want to play with it a little. And you can put your cover on for holding it in. You don't need the tool, I found out, for unscrewing and tightening this cap. You could simply hand tighten it, and when the machine is working, it's going to snug itself tight and never comes out. With the string filled into the trimmer head, you can see the location of the string as the exit. It's coming up. You see the head. So sometimes you will have the string more twisted in this direction, like that. And when you're spinning the head on the machine, it's spinning like this. So this string here is bracing itself here for damages. So if you could wrap the string where it comes out like this, facing that direction, right? Because the machine's going like this. So you want to have an advance in the string turning in this way, so the force that's associated with the trimmer head will have the tendency to tilt the string back a little more like this when it hits the object. Then it'll be able to reach to this area. But remember, it will always have the tension to curve back in this direction like it's showing here. Now, to get the string to go in that direction, it's going to be even more difficult than I show you, because the way the string is set in factory like this is how we installed it. To get the string to exit the machine in the opposite direction, you have to counter turn this, which means you have to go the opposite direction of the turn when reeling it into the spool. So that is something I was explaining to you before. Doing it the easy way may contribute to damaging the head, but doing it the extremely difficult way, which is wrapping the string against its factory form into the reel, will get it this way, and that could save the trimmer head. So this is bring us to the end of this video. I have other videos you could see on how to your trimmer the best way. Thank you for watching. See you again.